It's the reality.
Walk faster.
I'm going.
Hello. Welcome back to Lit Laugh Lounge.
Are we forgetting a light?
No, I think it's just really
It's
dark
just
in
dark.
here.
Okay. Sorry, I just okay.
I'll drag a lamp over later.
Welcome to Lit Laugh Lounge.
Oh yeah. I don't need this. This was for you guys.
That's so kind of you.
Yes, I wrote. There was a lot of info dumps in this, so I
Dude.
wrote down.
One after the other, after the other, after the other.
Yeah.
And chapter 17 being like 45 minutes long.
It was
is
actually
crazy.
16.
Yeah,
It was actually
16.
16.
16 minutes?
Yeah.
No,
it was in like chapter 16.
Oh, my bad.
Chapter 7, it's because this is how it goes with Sarah J. Maas. It's like info dump,
Oh,
action.
because you're the expert.
Yeah, actually, yes. I'm going to tell you right now.
You've read one
Info dump chapter, action chapter. Info dump chapter, action chapter.
As she's seen once.
As I've seen twice in these two novels that I've read back to back. I kind of really want to listen to that song. It's so good.
I know, you got stuck in my head.
So cute. Oh my god. I never wanted to be at Coachella more than that in Doja Cat.
She looks so good.
Sabrina.
Sabrina, my Bratz doll, I love you.
I'm actually like kind of in love with her.
I want her hair. I want her hair so bad. I wish I looked good with long hair. It's I don't look correct
She
with
has
it.
that just.
So good.
She's got that constant like beach blow to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I wonder. I don't know. What is her hair routine? Sabrina. Sabrina. I need to know.
Tell
Answer the
us.
real questions.
Anyway, back to A Court of Mist and Fury. This is chapters 16 through 20. So where we left off is at the dinner. We turn around and there's two grinning men behind Feyre and Rhys, and it is Kaz and Azriel. Azriel and Cassian. Azriel is the spy master. He got them weird little wispy shadows going around him all the time, going. And then Cassian is the loud one. Slay King. They are characterized by red and blue, and they're the red and blue characters. More.
Eat too.
Yeah, we also get an introduction to not an introduction. We get Morback, who is also overdressed, just like Feyre, because she's like, I wanted to impress her.
More loves dressing up. She's such a girly girl. I love
She
her.
literally, her and Rhys, and they're like, Cassian literally goes, "You guys in your clothes."
Mhm. But like, let them eat because they're
Literally.
slaying.
Let them go.
Let them cook. You know who they would serve at the Met Gala? Met Gala's next. Met Gala's next week, and I
I
know
love
for a
the
fact
Met
that no one's
Gala.
gonna serve.
We're not gonna go see the Met Gala together.
I'll send you all the pictures. You know that. You already.
You'll tell me all.
You already know.
Is that like a televised event?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you can watch it
You can
streamed
watch
on
the red
YouTube.
carpet. You can't watch the like charity part of it.
Yeah.
No, obviously. The red carpet's all over there. Like
I also I will sit on Twitter for like hours and watch as the pictures come in because I like to scrutinize everyone. I think I could dress people for the Met Gala better
You
than a
could.
lot of other people.
You like a jacket
With my like 4 years of high school costuming experience, I'm like, I could do it.
I think I could do it better with just my concert outfits that I come up with. And some of the stylists just oh my god.
See,
I wish men would stop going and playing like black tux.
Oh my god, if I ever got to dress someone for the Met Gala, I want just a man, and I will order him to wear something sparkly and fun, and I don't care if he doesn't want to wear it. He's wearing sparkly and fun.
Who's the best dressed man you've ever seen?
Conan Gray.
100%.
What did he wear?
I don't know, but it was so good.
I can't tell you exactly what it was, but because I can't remember fully, I just remember
Andrew also looked good.
in his shorts.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, those.
I love
shirts
you,
are
Pedro.
bad.
No,
Pedro ate, but like not with this one.
but he ate. He looked good, but it wasn't it. He was not it.
You know, I think
Conan
when you're-
Gray was it.
I think when you're that attractive, you can make anything look good,
Mhm.
but some things are just not.
I think Little Nas X also has really good.
I love Little Nas X.
He's got whole things going on.
He'll go for it though. Him and Doja Cat coming to the last one dressed as cats and just meowing at everyone. Everyone was like, "That's so obnoxious," and I was like, "No, I love it.
They get it.
I love it.
They understand.
This is what I want the weird celebrity people to do. I want them to entertain me."
That's what they're supposed to do. It's supposed to be like a night of extravagance. Because you're about to donate to charity.
I know.
Maybe we should finish the recap.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
I want to go to the Met Gala. I just want to go to a ball. Someone invite me to a ball. I didn't get a prom, so I need to go to a ball. So then Amryn shows up and she's all like scary and spooky. And Feyre's like, I never tussle in with that bitch. Then Rhys gives her jewelry. It's because she's a scary monster who likes jewelry, who likes sparkly things. And I can relate to that. She's like a crow. I understand. She brings up someone named Miriam? I don't know. Who was also human turned immortal. They have dinner and Amryn doesn't eat that kind of food, which I don't think they mentioned what she eats, but you'll figure that out later.
I'm so concerned.
They explain what siphons are, which are the little gems that Cassian and Azriel wear that code them as red and blue. And then they tell the story of how they met. Cassian challenged Rhys to a fight. Azriel came a year later and they fought in the war together. Cass offers to teach Feyre to fight, and she's kind of like, maybe. And he's like, war is coming, and Hybern wants to resurrect Jurian to do it, which is so weird. Even more, she's like, why? Why? He's so annoying. Why would you resurrect him out of everyone? But his eye and his finger bone were not found, so, you know, we know what they're doing. Continue.
I made eye contact.
Continue. I'm sorry. We have like 5 episodes to record today. Continue.
They're gonna go to the prison and meet the Bone Carver. Rhys reveals how he hid Valeris, and Feyre's all like, shit. Rhys has a nightmare that's actually Feyre having a nightmare, and then she pukes again, and then Rhys holds her hair because he's feminism. And she has firepower because she fucking incinerated his sheets. His nice, probably expensive sheets.
How much did that cost? Man's probably, and he had them replaced by the next morning.
Like she tore them up, but he's the High Lord. I think he's got.
I think he's fine, but still,
expensive. They go to the prison. Feyre sees another mountain and panics. She has Rhys take her back. She sits in bed all day and she's like, ah. And then Amryn shows up, chucks an amulet at her, and goes, "This is what helped me escape the first time," because she was in the prison. She's like, "This is what helped me escape the first time. As long as you wear this, they cannot hold you." So then she goes back to the prison with Rhys, and they venture down, and they talk to the Bone Carver, who Feyre sees as a little boy. And they're talking, and he's like, "So, what's death like?" And Feyre's like, it's kind of chill, actually. Like, there wasn't anything scary. I just saw some, like, sparkling wine, and it was great. I saw my life through Rhys's eyes, and it was crazy. And then the Bone Carver's like, huh? And they do this, like, truth for a truth thing where they, like, she says something about how she died, and he says, like, something about what they want to know. And they learn about the Book of Breathings, the Cauldron, which had 3 clawed feet to it, which is where I got the idea of a clawfoot tub, because I had thought this was a clawfoot tub for the longest time. So I now see where I got that, but it's 3 claws of the cauldron, and they were cut off, and they were sent to the different night court priestess places, and then they were ransacked and stolen. So now they have them back, and the cauldron is once again active. So then the Bone Carver was like, you could get the Book of Breathings, which is like kind of made from the cauldron, and you could like undo it. And he's like, and you're like a little tracker GPS to find it. And Feyre's like, me? And he's like, yeah, because you're made of all the High Lords. And she's like, oh. So then
Feyre's so tired.
Literally. And then
who would have seen that? Like the way she was just
oh,
here we go again.
Wonderful.
If I die, I don't really care.
And then they ask if it's possible to resurrect someone with just like maybe a finger bone, like, and he's like, the cauldron. And then when they walk away and they walk out, Feyre's like, who did you see? And he's like, and she's like, oh, I saw a boy. And Rhys is like, I saw Jurian. That's crazy. Feyre and Rhys are gonna go to the Summer Court to find the Book of Breathings, but first they want Feyre to be the human emissary because, you know, they're gonna get fucked over on the other side of the wall. It's not gonna be a good time. So they're like, we'll like set up a little shelter. And she's like, my house. That will be the shelter. And then Rhys is like, I have a test for you to see if you can actually GPS this shit. And he's like, we're gonna go talk to the Weaver. And everyone's like, the Weaver? And she's like, the Weaver. And they go to the Weaver, and it's all this spooky woods that even Amarantha wouldn't touch. Are you trying to give me lead poisoning right now?
Literally.
And then they go, Reese is like, have fun, you'll know it when you see it, and poofs away. And then she goes into this crazy little cottage, and she hears this old lady singing in front of a spinning wheel, spinning something. And then she's like, whoa, this lady, crazy hoarder. That's nuts. And then she's like, I don't want to make her angry. So then she looks around for the thing. She finds the thing. It's a little ring. And the Weaver turns around. And that's the end of whatever these chapters were. 6 to 20.
Okay. Lots and lots to unpack here.
Yeah, let's talk about Azriel, Cassian, and Amren.
Okay. I'm gonna rank them right now. It's
slay,
Azriel at the
slay.
top, and then it's Cassian, and then it's no, actually I lied. It's Azriel at the top, and then it's I really like Mor and Amren about the same though.
Yeah. I feel like you haven't seen enough to be able to
Yeah.
like you belong here.
I don't think I even have a ranking.
But it's them too, because women are everything.
Yeah.
And then it's Cassian, and then it's Reese. Sorry, Reese.
But I didn't realize he was part of the ranking for whatever reason.
Sorry, Reese. I didn't mean to be mean
That's
to you, baby.
okay.
No, honestly, they ate.
Yeah. My ranking is definitely Reese, Azriel, Cassian, Amren, Mor.
I like them all. I don't really have a ranking.
Diplomatic, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just they all have different things that like I enjoy about them. There's like I like Cassian, he's funny, and I like Azriel because he's funny when he needs to be, and that the ambiance in the knowing when to use the punchline is good.
Yeah.
I like that about
And
him.
also he's just like very like funnily good at things. Like there'll be something very random and he'll be the best at it.
You mean standing and being a wallflower?
No, okay. I'm just saying you haven't seen it yet, but you will see it. Like it'll just be something random, and Azrael would be the best at it.
Or he's the one who just volunteers for it, which is kind of sad.
He's just
They're like, oh, there's this deadly mission, might kill you, and he goes, I volunteer as tribute. I'll go. It's okay, no one else has to go. And then Mor goes, maybe you shouldn't. And he goes, maybe I should. There's something in there.
I like Mor a lot because she's just I feel like everywhere needs that like break in dramatic tension because Cassian is great, but he's not that break. And then I like Amren because she's just freaky. She's just weird, and I love that about her.
I actually really love their dynamic. Because it's like, Mor breaks tension, but then Cassian like makes tension.
Yeah.
It's really funny. He'll be like, yeah, like, what about this traumatic event? And everyone goes, oh!
That's a story for later.
I don't know about that. And then Mor goes, anyway, do you guys like my dress? And everyone will be like, oh my god, Slay Queen, you look
What's
great.
everyone's favorite color?
Yeah. Anyways.
And she's intense when she needs to be, which I really like about her.
Yeah. Like when Feyre said her thing about like, will she be allowed to do something like at the spring court? And Mor was like, I know where you come from. I was once there, and I understand how you're feeling, and you don't have to feel that way anymore.
I actually adored that scene.
Yes, I really like that scene as well.
I was like, I like that scene.
I also like how Feyre wasn't like sitting there like quietly, like she was engaging with them and genuinely like testing them out and seeing if she was like really like them or not.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked the entire scene. It was a big info dump, but it was a fun
I think it was done a well done info dump.
And then like the info dump is like I wrote it down everything that happens like Reese's parents and his whole thing with his mommy issues and his daddy issues combined. And I think the whole detail about Cassian just challenging new people to fights for their clothes is such a random detail that I'm obsessed with. Like that's such a good detail. He wants new clothes, so he fights bitches. And I love that for him.
Oh, his backstory was really cool. I liked his backstory.
And then and I think it's also really funny that Reese and Cassian lived together in his mother's house for a year, and they hated each other.
Guts. I like love that. I was like, yes. He was like, I'm gonna take you to my house because I'm a good person, but fuck you. But also like, my mom made you food and a warm bath if you want.
Literally.
But also, F you. Can you imagine in the morning, 7 a.m, they're both like getting ready to go to school, and like he's like, He was like, "Must you exist in my presence?" And they're both really annoyed with each other. But you know,
I feel like if they were probably just like sitting like with their backs to each other,
Yeah,
like eating breakfast, and then like as soon as they get outside the door, it's like fuck you,
Reese is like, Reese is like, "Why the fuck are you here?" And Cassie's like, "You got me here."
And then Azriel's part in this is, and then Azriel showed up a year later.
No, it was so random. I was like, why don't we know anything about Azrael?
No,
What the
like
hell?
they decided not to give us a big backstory as to
Mhm.
why he joined up. He was just
He was just,
he joined a bit later. We tried to bully him, and now we're all friends.
it's a gang of bastards.
Mm-hmm.
Love to see it.
I love that for them.
Continue.
I'm cold.
Warm you up.
No.
Oh.
Oh no, and then they like, Reese and Cassian are like open books. Azriel's like half a chapter, and then Amrit and Moore are like, I wanted to, so I did. I wanted to join, so I did. And it's so funny.
Amber was just like, I hadn't done that before, so I was like, why not? Like Reese was alright.
It's chill. And I love that for them. The Court of Dreams. I hate that it's called the Court of Dreams.
It sounds tacky.
It's so because
A
the
Court
Court
of
of Nightmares
Nightmares
is great.
Yes.
That's good. Cool. But then the fact that they go immediately after and they go, what is this? The Court of Dreams. Okay, die. Okay, what?
Die.
Could it be a little bit more creative than that? At all?
The names of these houses are really confusing to me. Like, some of them I'm like, yes, I can see how one connects to the other. The winds part, I don't understand the winds part.
They fly.
But why can the night people fly?
Because they have wings.
But why do they have wings?
Because they were bred for it.
Like,
And they're
I
lesser fae.
this is like my thing. Like, I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, what does wind have to do with that? Like, when she was plotting this, what does wind have to do with that? Or did the wings come first, or
They're
did the House
bats.
of Wind? Oh, I don't know if I like that.
That's the way she describes the
Wait,
wings.
is that why people call them the Bat Boys?
Yes.
Okay, I'll accept it. Moving on.
Because every time she describes it, they're
Yeah.
membranous like a bat.
Yeah.
No, I know, but it hadn't sunk in yet that they all three had. Yeah.
Wings. Yeah. There you go. Figured it out. Jurian. What the fuck do they want to bring back Jurian?
Dude, that was so random to me. I was like, oh, he was an asshole.
He's such an asshole, and I think he's still an asshole. Like, literally, like, there's no reason.
I was like, I don't understand.
Also, the King of Hybern bringing back Jurian is so weird because Jurian was fighting on the opposing side.
Bring back Amarantha.
Like, why would you do
I
that?
was like, you're bringing back the wrong person. Made no sense to me.
I don't
I
know.
was like, okay, I guess.
I have no idea why they're bringing back Jurian. I cannot remember.
Well, I mean, I think it's because of the thing that the Bone Carver said, where someone who has to be like who has been made is the only one that can read the book, or do the whatever the cauldron needed or something.
Why are they bringing him back?
Because he's the only.
Oh,
other
because then he'd
person.
be made.
Yeah, because
But why bring him back? I don't
want him.
and I don't mean to traumatize Farah even more, but why not just kidnap Farah? Oh, no one knows about her. Sorry.
No, I was like, why not?
I was like, why does no one kidnap Farah? I was like, why does no one bring? I was like, why not kidnap Farah?
Let's talk about it.
Sorry, it's just no one knows about it yet. My bad. Yes, this is true. No one does know about
Well, I mean, other than the Fae, I think at this point,
No, they know that she was brought back to life, but I don't think they know that she's made.
is
She's
this,
not made.
Wait, is this our 4th episode?
Yeah.
So I think this will be like around like where your birthday is.
Happy
It's not for you. Happy birthday, dear Haley. Happy birthday to you.
What if I killed myself? I'm very shocked. Someone else talk.
Oh, where were we?
I don't know.
I'm gonna come up back upstairs.
Yeah.
Whenever you're done, call me so we can drink.
Yay!
Okay. Hold on, where are we?
I don't know.
We're at pause.
We
What?
were just talking about the cauldron, how Jurian's gonna be remade.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, they don't know she exists yet, so that wouldn't work anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. Actually, maybe you should do it. You're welcome.
Where were we? Figure out if she's a GPS. Oh, yes. Breathings. That can only be read by made people. So Reese is like, you can do it because you're made and you have the power of all the High Lords. And so you can find Tarquin's little secret half book of breathings and you can open it because you have part of Tarquin in you.
You know, for a
And-
second, I really thought that they were gonna call Nesta.
Reese is like, we gotta test this theory. We gotta do it. And so they're like, I have the perfect test for you. Have you ever heard of the Weaver? Let me tell you something.
You said cover the entirety of the bone carver.
Oh, yeah. We already went to the bone carver.
No,
I mean, we kind of did.
no, we
But
didn't.
like I talked about it in Eensy Weensy Day.
They need information about what to do next now that they think that Jurian's gonna be brought back, but they have to confirm it. So Reese is like, we're gonna go to the bone carver. And then Azrael's like, I'll go. And they're gonna like, no, you're not gonna go. We're gonna go. Because
Oh, and they fight.
and they're all arguing
They're
about
tussling.
yeah, they're all like, I'll go. And then Amaranth's like, I'm not going. She's like, actually, I'm gonna sit here. She's like, I'm not gonna go. F you. And then like everyone else is like, I'll go. And Azrael's like, no, I'll go. And then Reese is like, you're so funny.
I'm actually gonna.
I'm actually going, and
And
Farrah's
so is
going with
Farrah.
me.
I love how they're like, I'm Sparta.
They have the self-sacrifice off.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, okay, kings. None of you are going. Reese and Farrah are going.
Mhm.
And then like she's like, I am, and then he goes, yeah. If you agree, and she goes, okay. Sounds like a vibe. And,
Crazy.
and she agrees. That's not exactly how that goes, but
Like when she goes to the prison and she has a little like freak out attack and everyone chucks a fucking necklace at her, she just shows up in her bedroom and she goes,
Take this.
"Oh,
that's so funny.
Use
Can
it.
you imagine you wake up and I would just imagine you're asleep, you're in bed, and then I walk into your room and I'm like, Haley, and then you're like, and I'm like, here.
Oh, that was almost bad.
No, I just had the straw. What are Haley. And then you're like, oh. And I'm like, she's like, okay. Also, I was like, you know, the biggest joke of the season would be the fact that like the necklace does nothing, and her being like, I promise, I swear, necklace is nothing. Necklace is just decorative. It's just Farrah has to believe that she can do things.
believe in herself."
If that is exactly what happens, I'm gonna
Yeah.
actually.
Also, and Amryn just being like, I take my jewelry very seriously. I don't just give out things. This better make it back to me, or else, Farrah.
She's so me.
I'm like,
I love
Farrah.
sparkly objects.
Reese being completely shocked. He's like, and she gave this to you?
She did what now? She let you
Like-
you hold
Like
this?
willingly? And then she goes, yeah. What about it? Also,
I'd say the prettiest princess.
yeah,
I told you, pretty princess.
of the whole land. Oh, whole land. Get it? 'Cause- okay. Anyway, and then like I can definitely see the bone carver being 5.
Right?
That track.
But we did a little fan cast before a while ago, and the kid that plays Aang in the live action, Gordon.
Oh, he'd be good too.
right?
Yeah.
He'd be so funny.
See,
Especially if he was being super serious, because it'd be really freaky.
He has such like a high pitched voice that he'd be like,
yeah, I think the only difference is
Talking
like
about
Aiden
death.
Gallagher when he was like 11 or 12 had the really mad, crazy face and
Mhm.
voice, so he could
Well,
sound.
I mean,
insane.
Aiden's our age. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
now, but before when he was a lot younger, that's kind of what. I was
yeah,
saying.
but like even when he was on, he just looks young. Because when he was on Umbrella Academy, he was still like 18.
yeah, because I watched it with my mommy.
Yeah.
Isn't he my age?
No, he's our age.
I have no idea how old he is.
Just
If I'm being
sworn
for
he's
real
my
with
age.
you, that's a year difference. It is
I
not
could've
that
sworn
big
he
of a
was-
deal.
I was like, I'm pretty sure he's our same
I
age.
could have sworn he was like 16 when he was filming. 16.
I don't know.
Mm.
like a teenager. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I was picturing Aiden Gallagher the entire time because he kind of. But Aang would be a good one too.
I think
Gordon.
Gordon would be very good.
Gordon
I
would
think
be a
he'd be
good one.
funny.
He would.
Sarah,
Come on. Sarah, we're so good.
we're so good.
Hire us.
As your casting directors, we know
we're
best.
here. We're ready.
Mother.
Sarah as the GPS. The bone carver just being like, so what's death like? How do you feel about death? Is there anything deeper in there? And Reese is like, you just asked 6 questions, actually.
She really loves that. The whole question for a question. I mean, I don't mind it. Like I do. I genuinely enjoy those. Like I usually just enjoy them. I like reading about them. I'm like, oh, that's a really good way of like making it interesting and like learning about things. But like info dumping, but not info dumping. But I feel like the info dump in chapter 16 was better than the info dump done in chapter 17.
I think she just used the same idea too quickly next to each other.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's meant to replicate the bone carver, like her thing with Reese, where she's like, thought for a thought. I think it's just like the bone carver wants drama and gossip.
Oh no, not in the sense like that the thing is being repetitive. I like I said, I don't really care how many times.
But I think that
it's
just
done.
makes it weird.
It's done well. But the
Because it's so
info
close.
dump in chapter 16, I think that the info dumps were just too close. Because chapter 16, because the things being, that makes sense. I was like, yeah, it makes sense that a really old being wouldn't really be interested in payment. They just want a secret
Drama.
or a drama. Like that makes sense to me. And Reese being like a thought for a thought, that made sense to me. So it's not like it's like crazy. But the info dump in chapter 16, that was done well. I think it was done better in chapter 16. Because it felt like genuine dinner conversation. And then the thing in chapter 17 or 18? Well, one of them. It was done a little bit less well just because it came right after the huge info dump in chapter 16. So it was like in the very beginning of the world.
In the beginning.
The cauldron existed, which I'm not sure if I vibe with the cauldron thing. I was like,
the cauldron's weird. It's a weird thing.
They
I don't know
keep-
why she picked that.
they keep saying, God, oh, cauldron. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't really roll off the tongue.
It really does.
It's like really weird.
It's like Cauldron Save Me or something.
Yeah, like God makes sense. Like when you say like, oh my God, like that, it's a short sentence.
Even when they say mother, it makes sense.
Yeah, because that tracks. But cauldron?
I don't know how she came up with that.
Also the beginning of it was really weird. I can get behind a religious book that no one can read, only like the person who's being I can totally
Like
get
Book of
behind.
Breathings is fine.
That makes sense. The cauldron makes no sense to me. I'm hoping.
I think it's because like things were made, and so it's like you're
Yeah,
made by the cauldron, so it's like cauldron's like a pot.
Fucking witches brew.
I get it more if there were like active witches in this world, like
That's
witches.
fair. I feel like the cauldron, like there's no.
The cauldron's weird.
Very weird.
Like, it's just weird because like the Fae don't use them.
It could have been spring.
It could have been a spring. Like in this, there was an eternal spring, whatever,
It moves the fuck around.
and then I feel like
and they put it in a cauldron. Come on, Sarah.
Mm.
I do wonder how she thought of that though.
Yeah,
like, one day she was like, "Yeah, cauldron."
I kind of just want to know why the cauldron.
Sarah,
It's fine.
answer us, please.
It's not really that deep. I was just also world building today, so I was thinking about the creationist myth. Continue.
Oh, and then they go back to the house.
Oh, they're mates. They must be. I know they are. I know they are because right here, this moment, that scene with the bone carver, I really wish I had my laptop on me. I would have pulled it out. But he asked something like, "You're not gonna sacrifice her, are you?" Because obviously he needs her for like the little super like magical thing that he needs her for. But also, he was like, I was able to see, and Reese looked so freaked the fuck out. He was like,
No.
he looks pale. He's like, oh fuck. And then she's like, yeah, like I was just like seeing through his eyes the entire time. Like I felt,
Like,
and then
I just pulled on a tether on a bond.
and I know that she's gonna write it off as the tattoo thing. I know that, but it can be two things at once. And she goes, and I was held by a tether, and I was seeing through his eyes, and then he goes, and he looks pale. She talks about the fact that he looks pale, like he looks terrified. He's
Reese
like,
looks like that standing man emoji.
he's like, oh, please don't mention that to the bone carver. Please do not mention that to the bone carver. That's one thing I don't want him to know. But anyways, that's my theory. Fallon, in a few weeks when we're done with this book, update me. Proceed.
I'm not. The next thing after, she's just like, I saw a little boy, and he's like, I saw Jurian. So
She's like, how did he know? And I was like, well,
it's the bone carver. He knows all.
I feel also the description of the bone carving thing was cool.
What, that he carves bone?
Yeah.
I do think it's funny. He walks in, he goes, just like, I carved all the prison gates here, but I always like my door the best. And Reese is like, yeah, your door's pretty sick. He's like, yeah, you did good.
They're just bros.
I kind of like the bone carving.
I do too. I think he's entertaining.
Next.
I like that he carves bone too. Delicious of him. And then the weaver weaves skin. Crazy.
Yes. Very fun.
So slay of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, because they go home, and then Moore and Cassian are there, and Cassian's just like on the couch with Moore for some reason.
I have suspicions about this like weird.
You shouldn't. They're just weird.
I know they are, but also I have suspicions. Not with Cassian anymore. I don't think they're together. But I think that
they're just so.
either there's one way it could go, because she's gonna put it like, okay, not everyone can be like in love. Someone has to like have some traumatic thing. So it's either Moore's in love with Azrael doesn't reciprocate, Azrael's in love with Moore doesn't reciprocate. It's one of the two. Sorry, that's my theory. And Cassian
is there.
I don't know.
He's Cassian.
He's gonna end up with somebody because everyone ends up with somebody, but she's. I see him. I don't know. I thought they were gonna bring Nesta in for the human representative or whatever. She volunteered her house, and she was like, "Hey, you guys can use my house as a base." And I was like, "Are your sisters cool with that?"
No, she like literally said, she's like, "I'll make them."
I was like, "Are my sisters?" And I was like, "Oh, so are they gonna be like involved?"
I love how she's getting choices, but then she's not going to give other people choices.
She's just not a feminist like that.
Nesta and Elaine. Nesta was very clear. She's like, I want out of this shit, which is why I think she's actually going to end up like, directly like in the middle of this shit, because you can never get what you want.
Yeah.
And so,
But
anyways,
we can move on. So they're on the way to the Weaver, and they're having a weird little chat.
They do have a weird little chat.
That was the weirdest chat I ever had in my entire life. I know he was trying to distract her.
Oh yeah, so they're basically, he's talking to Feyre, and he's like, so, Cassian did not want you to come here because you could die. And she's like, yeah, well, I could die. And Reese is like, well, he might just want to fuck you. And she's like, so tell him I'm free on Saturday. I don't know. And Reese is like, okay.
He's like, I'll tell Cassian that you're open.
I don't really get the point. I'm like, okay, to distract her, sure.
It just wasn't written
well.
like, it's not that it wasn't written well, it's just the emotion of it didn't come across very well, because it's supposed to be very like a brush off, I feel like tell him to come to my room or something like that, but it doesn't
clunky.
feel like it
Reads clunky.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh, then tell him to come.
Because it almost sounds like she's serious.
Yeah.
And I don't think,
and maybe
it's
she
not
is,
supposed
but
to be, like, it's not supposed to be serious.
Yeah.
So that one is a little wacky tobacky.
Would have been easier to just write banter, I think.
Yeah.
He's also like slightly flirting with her, where he's like, "You like the sight of me kneeling in front of you?"
Crazy thing to say.
Crazy.
And she was like, "All y'all are good for." Crazy.
Crazy thing to say as he's sending her to her probable death.
Literally.
Crazy thing.
He's like, go, have fun, run around in the Weaver's cottage. And then she walks up to the cottage and she hears someone like singing, and she's like, if I was on my own, I might walk on up there and see what was crack-a-lackin'. And I'm like, girl, do not walk up to weird cabins. Did you not read Hansel and Gretel?
Or the Little Red Riding Hood.
Or Little Red Riding Hood?
Well, she couldn't read, so I don't think so. But
someone could have told her.
Who, her dead mom?
Yeah. She died when she was 8. That's enough time.
In fact, I think by the time you were 8, you should have been exposed to a good amount of folklore. Yeah, I was just about to say, yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, no, she gets into the cabin and then she's like, okay,
she's walking around.
She's like,
well,
I don't know. This part freaks me out because I'm like, I thought about this before, and like, if I was in the quiet place, I would die. Like, I can't.
I would
be
kill
quiet.
myself.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't understand how the Weaver isn't hearing like the sound of like her footsteps
Or her heartbeat.
Her heartbeat. That's another thing. like I just don't understand if like the Weaver's senses are that in tune. I'm like, how come you don't hear that?
This song, I kept trying to draw parallels because I
Me
was like,
too.
usually songs are like supposed to be, especially if you're going through the effort to write a song for
Mhm.
a crazy old lady to sing in a cabin when she's alone, that usually means it's like something. And I was trying to draw parallels, and I was trying to draw it between her and Nesta, and then
I don't think there are any. To be
Literally,
honest,
I think it's just something random she made up.
because I was trying to do the same thing, and I was like, oh, this could mean
no, and like as soon as I was like, oh no, that cancels out, and then I was like, okay,
Yeah.
and then I was like, because it was the dock thing, like watching their father's ship come in or something like that, and I was like, oh, that could be her and Nesta watching when they were younger, because their father had boats. Then I was like,
yeah,
oh,
it was like the
pissed off.
youngest one fell off a cliff or something like that, and I was like,
Huh?
no, she didn't fall off no cliff,
There were only two, so I was
not
like,
even a metaphorical cliff.
there were only two, so Elaine wasn't even in there. So I was like,
Yeah, I was like, no.
But then her walking through and getting like the feeling to go towards somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and she finds up on a shelf that it's a ring.
Oh,
Oh, it's Reese's ring.
Can you imagine if it was like a ring pop? That's what I keep thinking of. It's a ring pop in
and
my
she's
brain.
like, oh,
That's
it's
funny.
and the ring's like, she's like, oh, it's so recent. Like she
Yeah.
literally thinks she's like, oh, it's so recent. And I was like,
Mm.
yeah.
So him.
I was like, oh my god, can you imagine if it's your featuring? Just a joke.
No, it's a ring pop.
Just a joke.
We've been over this.
And then as soon as she picks it up, the old lady stops singing.
And she looks, and she's like, I mean, she doesn't look because she's blind as fuck, but
No.
she turns her head.
Somebody's in my
I think I cried. I actually burst into
No, that's
tears.
when I make a dead sprint for the door.
I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out. I'd leave.
Mhm.
That's just me.
Yeah, but the next scene where she does fight the Weaver is interesting.
I actually haven't read that yet.
Have you read it?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's just
okay.
what I remember from it.
Mhm.
It was fun.
See, I imagine it's gonna be good, but
Mm.
I don't really get. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's good. It's good.
But yeah, what are your predictions for next chapters?
Yeah. Tell us, what do you think is going to happen?
21 to 25.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because there's 69 chapters in this book.
Oh, we didn't even have to the halfway point. Oh, yeah, we're about to get to the halfway
Yeah.
point. Okay. I think she's gonna get the goddamn ring.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna get back to the Night Court or Valaris or wherever they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know why, but I'm getting the vibe of they're either gonna start prepping to go to the Summer Court, or they'll go to the Summer Court, or she'll go back to the human realm and start negotiations, I guess, with like who she has to. I'm like 60% sure that like their plan of them being like, oh, like you're human at heart is not gonna work with the humans. They're like, okay, well, like she's not human anymore.
That wouldn't work on me.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine some bitch with pointy ears shows up and
She's like, I was once human. I
and
get
now
you.
I'm living in luxury in this fancy magical place.
With the High Lord of the Night Court.
Yeah, like I'm so
But I swear, I've gone through it.
Yeah.
and I swear that I want what's best for you guys.
I'd be
I'd be like, not really.
You literally changed your body.
Yeah, even if it wasn't your choice. Damn,
Mm-hmm.
that's the first time I've said it. But yeah, I feel like
Resend, is that you?
80% sure that Nesta's gonna come back somehow in this
Oh.
particular either book or like by. I just feel like because she said in the first book, I don't want to be involved with any of this shit. She's gonna get involved in this shit because she has to.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, she has too much of a personality to like not end up.
Her personality is mean.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you telling me you don't want to see her and Cassian argue? They would totally bitch at each other.
I want her and Lucian to argue. I love
Exactly. Her and Lucian, her and Cassian, they would totally
Her and
argue.
Reese.
that.
Her and Reese would go crazy.
They would.
You know what? Nesta would totally hate Reese on principle. She'd be like, you motherfucker, I hate you. And
Choices, not for me.
she'd hate Cassian too because they'd argue all the time. I can totally see them. I can see him flirting with her and her being like, this motherfucker is getting on my last fucking nerve.
Mhm.
That's my prediction.
Yeah.
Nesta's
Okay.
gonna come in at some
All
point.
right. So we'll see.
Yeah.
See, but I've been
Mhm.
saying Nesta's gonna come in since like book one.
Don't worry. This was me with Reese and another something.
Anyways, that was it. That was chapters 16 to 20.
Yeah. The next one is 21 through 25.
We'll see
Love
you in like
you.
45 minutes.
Literally.